And well. Welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Wa2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. Well, week 4 of the NFL is about to get underway, and it is time to make our confidence picks for every game on the week 4 schedule. Before we do that, I must make the walk of shame and recap the disaster that was week 3. I only went 6-10. I am embarrassed. I apologize. I got games 16, 15, and 14 wrong. Oh my gosh. The 3 games I had the most confidence in, I got wrong. But I think a lot of people did as well, thanks to the Buccaneers, thanks to the Raiders, and oh my gosh, you can't figure this out. This is like trying to pick the NCAA tournament now. It gets harder every week, every year. But we went 6-10, 55 points. We are now in the 63.3 percentile, down 5.5% from last week. Got to have a comeback for the season. 24-24, 230 points. 500 after 3 weeks. I am disappointed in myself, and I've got to get it back and get it right. All right, so let's start picking these games. Let's get right to it. The game I've got the most confidence in this week is going to be the Houston Texans going against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Houston. Now, what can you say about the Jaguars? They get spanked on a Monday night by Buffalo for 60 straight minutes. Now a quick turnaround on the road against the division rival. Maybe that move to London might have been wise. Conversely, C.J. Stroud, he was sensational against the Jaguars last year. Completed 70% of his passes, 292 yards per game, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Yes, I know the Texans stunk last week. They're down a couple of wide receivers, but I say they rebounded home, and I'm going to put my number 16 wager on them, best bet. Number 15, I'm still going to ride with the Bengals going against the Carolina Panthers in Charlotte. One of these two teams have not won a game yet, and somehow it's Cincinnati. The defense has really disappointed. I think that's what a lot of people didn't expect. I did mention last week I had a feeling about the Panthers winning that game against the Raiders, but I wasn't bold enough to pick them. I'm definitely not bold enough to pick them this week. Cincy gets off the canvas and gets their first win. Number 14, I've got the New England Patriots at the San Francisco 49ers. Give me the Niners at home. You've got a very limited team against an excellent team that is beat to a pulp. Brock Purdy just had an MRI on his back. Javon Hargrave out for the year. CMC, he's still in Germany. I don't know what country he's in to get his Achilles checked out. Debo is back in practice. George Kittle, limited at best. I know the Patriots have the extra rest. I don't think it matters. The Niners are going to get better at home. I don't think the travel works out well for the Patriots. I think the Niners defense really has a statement game here. And it's also time for Brandon Ayuk to go off. So give me the Niners with my number 14. Number 13, I'm going to go the Denver Broncos at the New York Jets. I'm taking the Jets at home. Part of this is out of vengeance. I hate Denver for killing my survivor pool last week. Now, the Denver defense, tell you what, they can ball. They've allowed only 259 yards per game. That's 3rd overall. Patrick Surtain can take away Garrett Wilson. They got a couple of pass rushers, Zach Allen, John Cooper, Nick Bonito. I think the Jets to win this game are going to have to run the ball well and target the middle of the field with their slot receivers and tight ends, which I definitely think they could do, especially now that Denver has lost their leading tackler for the year with a torn ACL. I don't think this is quite the blowout that some people are making it out to be, but I am taking the Jets at home before they begin their gauntlet of a schedule next week. Number 12, the Kansas City Chiefs at the Los Angeles Chargers of San Diego, California. The big question, can Justin Herbert play with his ankle sprain? And if he can, how effective can he be? If he can't go, it's going to be Taylor Heineke. But even if Herbert can go, how effective can he be? Because both starting tackles are expected to be out for the Chargers in Slater and Alt. I know the Chiefs are not looking crisp, but the referees and the NFL are doing their best to bail them out of every close game they find themselves in, and it's been working so far. Plus, Derwin James is suspended very conveniently for this one game, so San Diego loses one of its best defenders. Yes, I'm still saying San Diego. And it's also Patrick Mahomes' 100th career game. You think he's not going to do something special in this one? I'll take the Chiefs. My number 11 game, I'll take another undefeated road team from the AFC, the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Indianapolis Colts. That defense is first in the league in both yards and points per game. Alex Highsmith will be out a couple of weeks with a groin injury. He should be back for the Jets game. Of course he will. but I think the Steelers can contain Jonathan Taylor to the point where Richardson has to beat them. And I don't expect that. Anthony Richardson, he's got the lowest completion percentage and the most interceptions in the NFL. Ugly combination. Give me a 4-0 Steel Curtain. My number 10 game, the Seattle Seahawks at the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football. This is definitely the Monday night game to watch. The Seahawks are 3-0, but a lot of people don't believe in them. The offensive line is beat up. It's been a soft schedule. Hasn't been the sharpest football. Well, if you're going to win in Ford Field, you've got to be a well-oiled machine. Pun somewhat intended. The Lions' defense is getting better. They do have two major losses in Marcus Davenport and Derek Barnes. But between Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, I think the Lions will exploit the Seattle defense on the ground, especially with Leonard Williams, and Byron Murphy likely being out. Aiden Hutchinson, meanwhile, I think he's going to make Geno very uncomfortable in the pocket. Plus, the Lions are wearing those awesome black and blue uniforms. They look sharp. Give me the Lions. Number 9, I'm going to go with the Washington Commandskins at the Arizona Cardinals and give me Arizona. In recent times, this would be a bore fest. I would say if this was the game you have locally, I would say, hey, turn on some President's Cup golf, turn on some baseball. But you got two very exciting quarterbacks here. Kyler Murray looks the best he has in a long time. And Daniels was amazing in Cincinnati, only 2 incomplete passes. Now, this is the second straight road game on a short week for Washington. That's tough. I'm taking Arizona to grab a tight win. Number 8, the Cleveland Browns at the Las Vegas Raiders. Well, these are two less than excellent offenses. I'm going to take Cleveland. Now, both teams just had horrible home losses, and the quarterback may be the worst in any game this week with Deshaun Watson against Gardner Minshew. Pretty much them, along with the next game we're going to talk about. And also, each team has an elite pass rusher who is banged up. But I still believe in the Browns defense, and that's enough for a road win. Plus, if you believe the rumors and the articles that are coming out, the Raiders are in a little bit of disarray in that locker room. So give me Cleveland. Number 7, the other Monday night game, the Tennessee Titans at the Miami Dolphins. I'm taking Miami in the Will Levis versus likely Tyler Huntley showdown. Tennessee does have a good defense. I think Huntley's going to have a better game than most people anticipate. I think he's going to be able to get the ball to Hill and Waddle, especially with the Wuze out at cornerback for Tennessee. So I say Miami takes this, gets to 2-2. Number 6, the LA Rams at the Chicago Bears. I'm going to go with the Rams. I really thought the Bears would be a better running team than they have been. They're averaging 3 yards per carry, second worst in the NFL. That is shockingly bad. They've only got 3 touchdowns, offensive touchdowns in 3 games. And I don't know if I trust Caleb Williams just yet to handle this kind of the game. You know, the Rams are beat up, but they got some fight. But they're 7th best in the league at generating a pass rush. And until Caleb Williams shows he can handle it, I can't pick him. Give me the Rams. Number 5, the Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. Well, Tampa Bay looked like garbage losing to Denver last week at home. The Eagles' D got off the schneid against New Orleans, played very well. I know the Eagles are likely down both starting wide receivers, but the Bucs, to me, have too many injuries on defense. Both defensive tackles, their top safety. And not only that, but Tampa Bay has the 25th ranked run defense, and Saquon Barkley is looking very sharp early for the Birds. The offensive line for Tampa could not protect Baker Mayfield last week. Give me Philly. Hey, Bryce Huff might actually do something this week. You never know. Number 4, we're going to go to Sunday night. This is probably your game of the week. The Bills at the Ravens. If not Chiefs-Chargers, it's Bills-Ravens. Can Derrick Henry run on the Bills? I think he can. I think he will. I'm still taking the Bills on the road. Josh Allen has been great, and now he's facing the worst pass defense in the league. The Ravens are allowing 291 passing yards per game. That is 36 yards more per game than Washington, who ranks 31st. Crazy. I'm thinking a lot of points in this game, but I can't trust the Baltimore defense right now. And even if it is a close game, Justin Tucker, believe it or not, can't be trusted right now with long kicks. So give me Buffalo on the road to stay undefeated. Number 3, we got an NFC South showdown. The Saints at the Falcons. I'm taking Atlanta. New Orleans just lost their center and right tackle for a while, plus not practicing this week. Alvin Kamara, Demario Davis, Cesar Ruiz, Alante Taylor. Both teams coming off losses. I expect a tight one. But the Falcons, I think this week, I think that pass rush is going to start to get going against Derek Carr. I think Cousins is going to make enough plays. I'm going to take the Falcons to win this one at home. All right, and then there were two. The Dallas Cowboys at the New York Football Giants, the Thursday night game. By the time you see this game will likely be in the books. The Cowboys have allowed – I'm going to take the Giants in this game in an upset. Cowboys have allowed 464 yards rushing over the last 2 weeks at home, and they can't run it either. With this roster of running backs, I don't know what they were thinking beforehand. And Dak Prescott has said himself – his team needs to be more professional and understand their jobs. That Cowboys locker room is shaken right now. As for the Giants, they look good against the beat-up Browns squad. I'm not saying I think they're a contender for the division, but eventually the tide's got to turn. I know Dallas has beaten the Giants 13-14, and Daniel Jones is 1-12 in primetime games. I think it breaks because the Cowboys are a mess. I'm going to take the Giants to tease their fans a little bit and get a win on a short week in the Meadowlands. And finally, the number one game, the game I've got the least confidence in. This is the one I've gone back and forth with. It's the Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers. These arch rivals are a combined 5-1. Both teams have a fantastic defense. I think, to me, if Jordan Love plays in this game, I'm going to go with the Packers. I think he would be able to make enough plays. I think the offensive line of the Packers can contain the pass rush of the Vikings, good as it has been. If he doesn't play, then I would go with the Vikings. But right now, I'm going to base it off Love playing. And I think it's going to be enough for Green Bay to get the win at home. But I do reserve the right to change my mind. But I'm going to make it my 1-point game. All right, everybody, those are my picks for this week. If you got any picks, put them right down there in the comments. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And reminder, watch for the full Jets-Broncos preview. That'll be coming out soon, along with my bold predictions and score prediction for Jets-Broncos as well. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.